Silver built this canyon, and immigrants powered it. Here at the Ute-Ulay Mine, Italian workers fought for a better quality of life. The mountains shaped them, and the caldera beneath shaped the mountains. I'm Kelly with the Rover Divas, and today we're uncovering the rise, the rebellion, and the ruins of Colorado's forgotten mining empire. We are here at Capital City on Engineer Pass, and the capital city was founded in 1877. It was actually called Galena City then, but another town was also called Galena, so they renamed it to Capital City in 1897. And there were 100 houses that were here. There were a couple of stores, a post office, and there was a famous two-story brick home, which was the Lee's home, and it was the largest and most finest house, they said, in all of southern Colorado at the time. And Capital City was a place where they did a lot of the Galena mining district of the San Juans was here, and so that's what they mined here was Galena, which is lead ore, and so that's it. But all that's pretty much left is this little cabin and one behind it. And then you can see that they're starting to come back here in Capital City with some modern houses. Across the creek is a kiln where they fired charcoal kiln for bricks to build the two-story house, but there's no access to it that we can find that isn't across private property. So we've taken some pictures and I'll show those to you. But yeah, not much here in Capital City. Following Henson Creek downstream, the canyon narrows toward one of Colorado's most storied mining sites, the Ute-Ulay Mine. The Ute-Ulay Mine began producing ore in the 1870s, and by the 1880s, this hillside was alive with workshops, a mill, a boarding house, and hundreds of miners. Between 1874 and 1903, the mine produced more than $12 million in silver and lead. Just below the mine is the Henson Creek Dam. Built in the 1880s, it supplied power and water for the mill through a series of wooden flumes and pipes that once spanned this valley. It's a piece of engineering history and one of the first hydro-powered systems in the San Juans. So behind me was the Ute-Ulay and Hidden Treasures mine, and conditions here were not really any worse than the rest of the mines. They were pretty bad. But in March of 1899, at this mine, the workers striked because the mining company was requiring all of the single men and men that their families were not with them to live in the deplorable housing that was here. And they were charging them exorbitant rates. So they went on strike. Over 200 people went on strike. And a good portion of them were Italian immigrants. And so the National Guard was sent in, ended the strike rather quickly. Part of the strike agreement was that anyone that was single and or without their family here that was of Italian descent would leave the county within 1 week. And if you had a family, you had to leave within 6 weeks, which of course was illegal, but a lot of Italian immigrants left the area because of that edict. Unfortunately, we still don't treat our immigrants all that well. It's not a new thing.
We're here at Henson on the Ute-Ulay Mine, and one of the reasons why there is a mine here is because we are on the rim of the Lake City Caldera. So where we're currently standing is not in the caldera, but across the river from us is in the caldera, and all of the mountains behind us are rebounds, resurgent domes from that caldera. You may be asking the question, what is a caldera? A caldera is the name of a type of volcano. In fact, a very large volcano. It starts out like you would imagine a volcano does. Big hill. There's a magma chamber underneath the ground. It's a very big magma chamber. Then it erupts. Creates a really big explosion. There's lava, there's ash, there's all sorts of garbage all over the place. And it empties out that magma chamber, creating a hollow hole in the ground. But the problem is, with that hollow hole in the ground, the rock can't support the stuff on top of it. So it collapses and creates all these cracks, and there's cracks and holes everywhere. And what happens a lot of times, because the volcanic activity is still in the area, it starts to build a new volcano in the middle of the old caldera volcano. This is called a resurgent dome. It can be lots of different sizes. Like, there's a resurgent dome in the middle of Mount St. Helens. There's Wizard Island in Crater Lake is a resurgent dome. Sometimes they're really big enough to create their own caldera. So that's what happened here. Created a new volcano. It erupted, stuff went everywhere, had a big chamber in the ground that couldn't support the weight of the rock above it. It collapsed and created a new caldera. It happened twice, one right next to each other. So you have San Juan caldera and the Silverton caldera on top of it, and then the Uncompadre caldera and the Lake City caldera on top of it. And the Ute-Ulay Mine is right in the nook between the Uncompadre and the Lake City caldera. Create new mountains inside the caldera, which is what all of these mountains behind me are. 2 of them are 14ers. Red Mountain and Sunshine Pink, I believe, are the 2 that are 14ers up here.
And they're resurgent domes?
Resurgent domes. From the Lake City caldera, which is inside the Uncompadre caldera. Because, like resurgent domes happen, they can create their own calderas inside of them. So.
A few miles downstream, we find the Hidden Treasure Dam. So behind me is the Hidden Treasure Dam, and it was built in the 1870s to provide hydroelectric power and water to the Hidden Treasure Mine that is just around the corner. The dam held water until the 1970s, and I think it was 1973 the dam broke, and it sent a lot of silt and a lot of water downstream to Lake City. And in 2019, they decided that it could hold water again, and it was starting to hold water, and they were afraid that the dam would break and give way, and so then flood the town of Lake City, which is just downstream from here. So in 2019, they took off the upper portions of the dam and the lower portions of the dam so that it could no longer hold any water. And it was done as the conjunction of the private property owner that owns the dam and the Colorado Bureau of Reclamation and some others to make sure that the people downstream in Lake City would be safe, but also provide the historical reference that there was a dam here for almost 100 years. Anyway, pretty cool. This canyon was carved by fire and water and rebuilt by hard work. The same forces that shaped the mountains also shaped the people, miners and immigrants who gave everything chasing silver in these rugged hills. Their voices are gone, but their stories live on in the stone, the water, and the wind that moves through Henson Creek. Next time, we'll climb high to American Basin and make our way over Cinnamon Pass. See you next week. Bye!